Friday stream. It is I, Grant Broner, Editor-in-Chief of Video Game Town. With me today is Santa Claus. No, Santa Claus.
What?
But it's Jared. He's here.
You scared me there.
But also Santa Claus.
Santa. I think we should have Santa check in every once in a while.
I worry now that the PowerWash Simulator is because it's spinning, and I worry that it is now not gonna run. We're playing.
Do we have backup games?
Yeah, we have backup games.
Is one of them a turn-based strategy game?
Nope. Jackbox, baby. Okay. Your favorite thing? A pointer. A pointer with a joystick.
This drives me up a fucking wall. The worst thing to happen in the last 10 plus years of video games is people looking at Destiny and copying all the bad, including this, oh, we make games for PC, so I gotta do a PC cursor for giant TVs on consoles with controllers. No, fuck you. Just let me go up, down, left, right on all the things in the menu and not have to slowly go around without a mouse. Hate it.
It's good. I need to figure out how to do the toggle. How do I toggle so I don't have to hold down the fucking...
There's a button. There's a button on the controller that lets you auto spray.
Oh, on the controller? It's not a...
On the controller. There's also a button that lets you move the gun in the frame so you don't have to, like, actually move your whole body to, like, aim.
Oh, there's... I forgot that there's multiple stances. It's not just...
Yeah. You get underneath cars and stuff.
I'm pressing every motherfucking button.
D-pad?
Okay, it's left on D-pad. It's good.
Yeah, there's small quality of life improvements with 2, but I've played a bunch of 2, and I was, like, ultimately like, yeah, this just seems like more DLC. Like, I don't know, they could have just done, like, a big update for 1.
Yeah, I understand that they need to make money.
This is true.
And people are much more likely to buy a video game that has a 2 in it than... How do I get this to stop? I want to control
What are you trying to...
I'm trying... When I move the right stick, it's moving the thing. I want to be able to control camera.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So, yeah. So there's a button that makes you switch those 2 things.
Okay.
Yeah.
That just sucks, dude.
I actually prefer the other way. I actually prefer to just, like, lock in and just...
I guess if you, like, do fine detail, but, like, you're moving around and doing stuff, you're trying to cover a big area. You also are then locked, you're like, I can't turn, I'm only facing this direction.
There's also a button that lets you go from, like, horizontal to vertical if you want to, like...
Yeah.
Like, left trigger or something like that? Left bumper or something? Oh, there you go. There's a radial wheel that lets you pick your gun and your nozzle. So instead of, like, doing the cycle through, you can just, like, look at the radial wheel and just, like, pick the thing you want.
Yeah, so listen, I have played all of Dragon Age Origins on a controller. I have played Baldur's Gate 3 on a controller. I'm familiar with fucking the wheels to select things. And when you're playing a game that's that complicated, you have to do it. There's not much of an option. But, like, when it's like, oh yeah, just switch your guns. Like, if you're playing something like Borderlands or whatever, it's just like, I'm gonna press the button and I'm gonna press it. If I need to press it 3 times to switch the weapon, then fucking I'm gonna press it 3 times. Fuck your extra menu.
Well, I feel like an easier solution is just having your... If you're not using your D-pad, you just use the D-pad up, left, down, right to, like, your 4 guns. Mm-hmm. Or you hold a thing and then hit up, down, you know, like... I feel like combining buttons also is, you know, but like at that point you have to like memorize like what things to hold down and whatever. Wash those penguins.
I like to do. I don't know how you play. You might be a start, in one corner and then go to each thing. I like to do like big things. Get lots of stuff to like 90%. Like these big things. Get most of the grime off, and then come back and then do detail work.
I guess for me, I guess I just do like the lightest spray, and I kind of just like go through the whole map, just kind of just like haphazardly, sort of just like. And then I guess I'll start to pick and choose like what I actually want to like finish off or whatever. But I usually kind of like to just like walk around, just kind of have an auto spray, like a really wide but like not intense sort of just watery mist. Just sort of just like, okay, like what's around, like what, you know.
And I think you were saying that they have like simplified the like soap, and you're not going like, okay, well, what's the best one for this type of surface?
For the sequel,
Yeah.
I feel like they get more granular with that because it's like, yeah, they're like adding in like more soapy
See, that
suds.
doesn't sound good to me. I don't want more
like,
detail.
more things.
This is a game is about vibes. I don't want to think too hard about my spraying. We're vibing.
Yeah,
here.
I guess like they give people more options. Like you can get into that stuff if you really want, but you don't need to. Like you really don't have to. You can absolutely just point it and just, you know.
It's a problem that I feel like many video games have, where they're like, well, we're going to do a sequel, so it has to be more complicated. We have to take everything we did and we have to add 4 or 5 more layers of complicate. And you go like, oh, so this is like shittier to play? Okay, you've made a shittier game. Okay.
No, they didn't make it more complicated. They just gave people more options. Like there's more things in the store and there's more things at your disposal, but like you can ignore, like you don't have to like sit there and go, I want the big saucer thing that like cleans the floor, and like you can like it doesn't push it in your face. It's just there.
It's the reason why Mass Effect 2 is good and why most people think it's better than Mass Effect 1 is that they didn't go, okay, so this is a game and it has a bunch of like RPG things. Let's add more layers of content. They're like, okay, how do we streamline this? How do we make this? How do we get rid of the stuff that isn't fun and add in stuff that is fun?
Would you call playing scanning fun?
Yeah, I do. Man, I can't tell you how much time because here's the thing. I played a lot of Mass Effect 2. I would literally bring my PS2 in a suitcase because I was traveling for work a lot. And it would be like, you're working, hey, you're in LA and you're gonna go to work for 9 to 5 or whatever the fuck it was. And then you're gonna go back to your hotel room. And then I'm like, yeah, there was stuff I did. But it's like, okay, well then, but I want to like chill out because I've worked here. And so I was just playing Mass Effect. I can't tell you how much time I spent just scanning planets.
Wow. This is an interesting segue. Because I'm playing Metroid Prime 4.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the kind of guy who might enjoy mindless, busy work and somewhat like boring, monotonous grinding, things of that nature, because I like just having a podcast on and just kind of zoning out. And everyone is like, oh, there's this big open desert and you just got to keep crashing into crystals. And I'm like, I don't know, that sounds nice and relaxing. Just break up, just zone out for a half hour and,
People seem
nice
to be
little
making a
boring
big
activity.
fuss about that there are other characters that talk.
I think people have moved on from that because now that like reviewers, and I mean obviously the game's out, you can turn down the VO. That guy at the beginning really wasn't around for that long. And there's only 5 major area dungeons, and it seems like once you meet the people or whatever, like beyond cutscenes, it's like it doesn't really bother you. I think the things I've heard that are negative is doesn't evolve the franchise whatsoever. It really just goes back to the basics, to the point where it's like, I've already collected these things. I've already collected a double jump. I've already collected like the missile. Like you're literally doing the same beats. Story's trash.
I've heard people say
trash.
that it's more Zelda than Metroid. And that made me go, Because Zelda's good, and Metroid is fine.
Oh, hey man, don't knock Zelda or Metroid. No, in the open world deserts, there's like shrines, and you go down, and you like do a puzzle or whatever, and then you pop back up from like. But there are just like a lot of things where you're like, man, this didn't work in 2002. I don't know why you brought this back. Like I see the criticism.
It feels like Nintendo just didn't know what the fuck to do with this game, and it seems like they really struggled even to just sell it. Like they didn't know how to sell the game. It seemed like, because I feel like most of the time Nintendo has like a very firm, and it just seems like they are confirming all of like our preconceived notions about them, is that they're just like, I don't know why people like Metroid. We fucking hate it. We don't like Metroid at all, but you fucking people seem to like it.
You can feel the Nintendo like thumb being pressed down on like tutorialization and like over explaining, but it's Metroid Prime for good or bad. Like it doesn't have like the Dark World, Light World from 2. You know, it still gives me like the goosebumps of like, oh yeah, they did the noises and the sounds and the music and the atmosphere and whatever. But you know, like the combat, you're just kind of just and it's, you know. So it doesn't bother me, but it's definitely not in my top 10 of the year. I think my top 10 of the year is pretty much solidified.
You're not even gonna fucking go back to Claire Obscure.
To Claire? I think Claire is very good. I just don't think it is like this fucking mind-blowing masterpiece or whatever. I wasn't like super sucked into all the shenanigans going on where I was like paying attention. Like I wasn't like hooked. I liked the gameplay a lot, but it was very much like, I really wish there was more to do other than just hit A to perfectly time the thing over and over and over and over and over again. And then like
Dude, each character has their own fucking shit that then like as you get deeper and deeper into the game, there is like you are like comboing off of each other and there is so much fucking depth in that game that like I'm not even gonna begin to touch about how you can set things up based on turn order to then fuck shit up immensely.
I like that game. It's gonna be probably an honorable mention. It's very like I've not played Final Fantasy to the degree that you have, but this like PS2 like very small open section where it's like very basic and there's just like the big things and then you hit them and you go into battle and whatever. I'm like, this seems very quaint compared to like Dark Souls, which was like a fucking interconnected world with like shortcuts and like all sorts of stuff. And this is just like, I move around as like the girl who levitates with her feet out. And it's like, you go left, you go right. Okay, I'm done with this area, and now I'm on like the world map or whatever.
We just need different things from video games because there's nothing about a Souls game that I play, and I'm like, now this is a Game of the Year competitor.
See, that game has fucking level design, and Claire Obscura was like in it for the combat, in it for like the upgrades, and like, you know. But again, it was just timing the pressing the A button a lot, and I was like, I remember really doing like all sorts of like creative stuff with like Mario and Luigi on the Game Boy, where it was like using like left right for the hammers, and you're like alternating A-B, or you're like filling up a meter, or like there's like all sorts of like fun things you could do with like that combat.
You make it sound like the combat is pressing A over and over again, which is very silly.
I mean, is it not?
It's not. It's like, you didn't even get to like all the fucking good characters. Like you don't have Minoko, you don't have Iskie, which is not like you're not doing battle with him.
That's
big motherfucker. But like once you have Iskie, there's like levels of Iskie where he's taking you to different, because he's basically the airship from Final Fantasy. where like you start and you can go to these places and then you upgrade and then you can go to all these places and you upgrade again and you can go all these places.
Oh, I've seen SKA, but
he's not your airship.
I don't think so.
Yeah, no. So like you're so early in that game. You haven't seen any of the cool shit. I mean, that's not fair. I think the opening is fucking cool as shit. There's lots of cool stuff. I think that it isn't just like they don't just hide all the cool shit. What I'm saying is that like the game goes places, man.
Okay, and I believe you. Like, there was nothing that I was playing where I was like, I don't understand why. I'm like, no, this is like really cool. I very much enjoyed this game. I like it, but I didn't like capital L like love it.
I go through.
It's gonna sweep at the Game Awards. It's gonna sweep every GOTY. Like, okay, that's great. Like, I don't know.
It's gonna. I mean, it's gonna crush, and like the stuff
Sure.
that has come out so far, it has crushed. It's really good. They made a really fucking good game. And there's a couple of things like I think that there are. So one thing that I was thinking about is like I sometimes go and I play games and I'm like, this is fine, but like I'm not feeling. I'm like, did I fall out of love with games? And I have this like conversation with myself like almost every year, if not every, like maybe every other year. I'm like, did I fall out of love with games? And then a game like Clair Obscur comes out, and it's like all I can think about is playing that game. Like when I'm not playing it, I'm thinking about playing it, and it's like, holy shit, this is an incredible thing. And the other thing is like not just playing it, but then I'm like, once I'm done, I'm thinking about the characters. I'm thinking about like what are the implications of like the endings? What are the what are those characters doing after the game ends? Like that's what my brain is then like it has got its hooks into me so far. Like that's something that I talk about with like Bug Snacks, which is like I think Bug Snacks is like a fun, cool, like neat game. But then I found myself like 2 months later being like, what are they up to? What are they doing? What are they doing? Like now that they're not on the island, what are they up to? And, like that's like where my brain is, and I think that they just fucking crushed that with Clair Obscur.
I don't think I've ever in my life thought like what are these fictional characters up to, because like I understand that they're A, fictional, and B, like the point of them existing was to tell like a story, and it's like,
but Jared, we
like all stories are like parables.
Sequelized that shit in the world. Like all we do is we tell a story with characters and then go tell another story with those characters. We do that all the fucking time.
No, I know, but at no point I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see like what this person's up to next time on the event. They're all parables. They're all analogies. They're all,
But I'm like, I'm not gonna write fan fiction, but it's like, I'm like writing fan fiction in my head.
Sure. Bug Snacks is great. You know what's also a really great game with characters I do give a shit about? Dispatch.
I mean, Dispatch is good. Are you saying you don't give a shit about the characters in Clair Obscur?
I did when it came to like my party and like my my team, like in a gameplay sense, yeah. And they're cool. I like them, but like,
did you meet
Dispatch,
CL,
dude? That name does sound familiar.
Okay,
she's so good. So I believe so.
She's so fucking good.
Dispatch, dude.
Dispatch
so the plan is for me and Katie to finish it this weekend or by Monday, Tuesday, because we have people coming over next week, including my sister and other people and whatnot. So we're not gonna have time, but we want to finish it. We're halfway through. It keeps climbing up my GOTY list, and it keeps leapfrogging over games the more we play.
Yeah, it's really good.
And I don't know where it's gonna land. But man, is it great to have one of these back in my life. What a funny, competent, clever, good-looking game. I'm super into it.
So is Katie all the way in now after being like, I don't know about this?
Initially, yeah, she started that way. But now that there's a love triangle, and she loves Waterboy, and I cannot fucking believe she convinced me to pick Waterboy to, like, join.
I don't want to, like, Waterboy, it kind of sucks. Like the
But
guy,
she loves him.
like I don't know what that says about you, Jared. Like that she's like, yeah, give me the guy who sucks a bunch. You know who I like? The guy who sucks.
She loves Waterboy. And I had to pause it. And I was like, Katie, his stats are going to be awful. I don't know how I'm going to utilize him in missions. Banana Man he's fucking Superman. He's literally super, like, you know how useful he'll be? He's like, no, we have to see what happens with Waterboy.
I am curious because, like, obviously, like, it plays out kind of either way. Like, there's stuff that happens as the game continues, kind of regardless. I don't know what happens when you pick Waterboy. Because, like, Waterboy still exists and is still an agent in the world that, like, I played. It's not like he disappears or whatever. So I am curious about if that's, like, a choice that matters meaningfully. I mean, it does matter meaningfully in that, like, you're dispatching Waterboy, which is something I didn't do. Do you want to know? Do you want a spoiler on what happens when you are dispatching, what's his nose? Banana Man?
So, we had not done this until episode 4, which is the one we did most recently. We went onto YouTube and we watched what happens if you pick the other choices. Mm-hmm. So, if you pick Invisigal to go to the movies with her, and if you pick Banana Man. And then we went back and we watched other YouTube videos of the other choices.
I couldn't start to do this until I finished the game. Like, I am fine with going back and seeing other choices once I'm done, yeah. But I need to finish the thing before I can go and see the other.
Oh no, we wanted to know immediately. And we feel very good with our choices. And it was very fun to, like, seeing him in the locker room, like, hugging Robert and stuff. And, like, his stat of, like, he gets easily depressed, so if you fail, like, he takes longer.
And here's the really cool thing is, like, if you don't put him, if you're not getting him in there fast enough, he's just like, check this out, I'm already going, I'm already being dispatched. You didn't have an option.
I very much like leveling up the people, your team. Although I have a feeling that, like, eventually the game's just going to drop that entirely, and it's, like, not going to matter, like, what your stats were whatsoever.
I don't want to spoil things too much, but gameplay matters a lot in terms of how things go. So don't.
I mean, I figured that with my relationships with the people, but not necessarily like.
Nope. You gotta try your best. But let's be clear. Waterboy fucking sucks.
He is the embodiment of the, like,
fail son, I guess. Like, just
like, he's like Colin Robinson mixed with, like, every loser on every high school show. She just finds him adorable and, like a dog. Like, I don't know. There is a great part where we were having dinner outside the facility with Blonde Blazer, and he's in the building washing a window, and they're like, go home, you don't have to do that anymore, that's not your job. And he can't hear them, and he's like, okay, I'll keep washing. And they're like, no, you idiot, like, what are you doing? That was a great bit.
Before you had played episode 4, I believe I told you on a podcast that you're going to want to message me within 5 minutes of how badly were you like, I do want to DM Grant. Grant was right. I do want to message him about this.
Dream sequence, awkward interaction at the office. Hey, your nipple sticking out, like, fucking excellent.
Did you tell Blonde Blazer that her nipple was out?
Of course I did. I'm not gonna have a Seinfeld situation.
When I played that, I said no. I'm like, and it was like 99% at the time. It was like 99% of people were like, I didn't say fucking shit.
But then she's gonna find out, and then she's gonna be pissed at you.
I didn't say boo.
Respect women.
I'm respecting women by not bringing up their nipples. Hey, I'm looking at your nipple. It's not something. It's not very respectful, Jer.
This is just like Elaine from Seinfeld, where she sends out the Christmas cards, and everyone is like, "Is your nipple exposed in this Christmas card?"
It sure is good for Jerry Seinfeld that he landed that gig. Because he seems like he sucks a bunch.
Wait, he's not lucky and he landed the gig. He co-created a show with Larry David.
But what I mean is, like, he fell into a thing that is associated directly with his name with much funnier people doing...
Yeah, but he co-created the show. Like, he was on the writing staff. Like,
Sure, yeah. I'm not saying he wasn't involved. I'm not saying he's not involved.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is he's lucky to have been in the situation that this thing that is way funnier than he is his name. Like,
yeah,
that's pretty good. It's a pretty good gig to have a thing that's way better than you are. To just be like, yeah, it's the Jared Russo show. And then you have some of, like, the all-time greatest writing for your shit.
yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, then it's like, you know what's great? Jared Russo. Jared Russo's really great.
Yes, the show has his name because it was about him and like his famousness of being a stand-up comedian and how he gets his material works into the and yes, they hired Jason Alexander and Julia Louis-Dreyfus and Michael Richards, which but then he dated a 17-year-old and now he's like super Zionist, like insert foot in mouth.
Hey man, Pop-Tart, like, here's the thing. It's like
A B movie.
It's so obvious to me that he's the weakest link in the Seinfeld oeuvre.
He would tell you that.
So that's what I'm saying about Lucky. It's like, oh man, good thing that you had a bunch of really talented people doing your shit.
I think, yeah, if you didn't have that group, if you didn't have Wayne Knight and you didn't have Larry David and Larry Charles and yeah. No, I understand. It's always smart to surround yourself with people who are better than you, like to elevate yourself, or to find people who do things that are exceptionally good at things that you're bad at. Which is why we work out so well, because you correct all my mistakes.
And you make all the mistakes.
I'm the one who vomits out all the rainbow nonsense and
vomits
all
out the water.
fun, and then you're the one who like makes it into something worthwhile.
I think that you're a much more compelling part of Video Game Town than Jerry Seinfeld is a part of Seinfeld.
I've also never dated a 17-year-old.
Not even when you were 17.
Correct.
Because that's the important part. It's like, oh, this person dated a 17-year-old. While they were also 17 is like, oh, okay. Whew.
No, he dropped her off at school in his car and then like drove to work.
Yeah, it's bad. There's a little guy.
It's a garden gnome.
Pick
Looks
up
like
and
the garden
place
gnome
object.
from all the Valve games, like in Half-Life and Portal.
Man, you know what's pretty good?
Are you
Portal.
Are you excited for Half-Life 3 being announced at the Game Awards in less than a week?
I think so. Here's the thing. You know, like, obviously Valve is doing stuff. I think everybody can agree that Valve is up to stuff. And it's certainly possible that they do that. However, I think it's always safer to bet it's not Half-Life 3 than it is to bet that it is Half-Life 3.
That's what I think. I think they have a new console to push, And if they really want to sell copies of that console, or units of that console.
I guess. But also, it's like... And also, you run it on the shit you have already.
I always find it fascinating that all of these companies are so deep into handheld things like PCs or whatever. Outside of Nintendo, which is in its own universe, Steam Deck has sold 4 million. Like, that's nothing. That's absolutely nothing. And everyone is like, all in. It's like, why? Like, none of these have hit 10 million yet. Like, I don't get it.
I am really into it specifically because it is... Valve is slowly working to decouple PC gaming from Windows. And I like that.
What about the Asus ROG Ally and the other one?
Yeah, and those also can run
AYN.
SteamOS. And
It just seems like the majority of people who buy games are just on a regular old computer and it has Windows, and they boot up Steam and they go about their business, and they're not buying Steam Decks and they're not installing Linux, and that just, you know.
well, but here's the thing, Jared. Things never change until they do. Like, unless you're giving people options and building up arguments, like, oh man, this actually is really good, and here's why. Until you have offered that, it can never change. So, if your argument is, well, people just do this, and it's like, yeah, because that's the way it was, like, that was really the only way that this worked for a long time. And so...
Yeah, I just feel like the normies don't know any better. Like, they don't know any different.
Yeah, well, it's the same shit. Like, think about browsers. People don't know about browsers until it's like, okay, and then all of a sudden, like, you get enough momentum that then people are like, oh, I guess I use Chrome now. I guess I'm a Chrome user. There's monopoly enough in Google search that they have berated you into downloading Chrome. Yeah, if you just don't do it, then people will never change to your shit. That's... You have to do things. There's an intermediate period where you have released a thing and it is not a hit sensation. This is taking a long time to clean this ice rink.
Well, have you changed what nozzle? Have you changed what gun?
This is the big
have you started
sprayer.
using a ladder to get on? You know.
What I'm not saying that like getting the grime is taking a long time. I'm saying it's like there's a lot of stuff.
The level. I mean, it's also meant for co-op play to kind of speed it up, but doing it and then there's doing it efficiently and like very meticulously. Of like, okay, now I want this kind of thing to.
Also,
but you don't have to. You don't have
using the ladders and stuff. It's kind of miserable. Like manipulating them. Yeah, it's like. How do I get there? We go. It's fine. Like it's fine to come on. Okay. Like it's fine, and like obviously you need to get up here to do this, and you use a ladder. That's fine. But I try when I'm trying to do the majority of it. How much of this did you play?
How much of PowerWash Simulator 1?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I beat it, played all the DLCs, like a lot.
You're just playing it with other people?
Yeah, just play it by yourself.
It's good. It is a good podcast game.
It's a great podcast game. So it's Metroid Prime 4 when you turn the VO down all the way to 0.
But surely they're saying things that matter to the story, right?
Oh, you're on an alien world, Samus. We gotta get off the planet. We gotta collect the 5 keys, and here's some fucking lore dump about space pirate. Get the fuck out of here. No one cares. No one cares. It's all gobbledygook. She doesn't say a single word.
Well, didn't they have Samus talk in Other M and then everybody got mad about it?
Yes.
So I'm sure from a Nintendo's perspective, it's like, what do you people want? She talks and you don't like it. She doesn't talk and you don't like it. I don't like the idea of Link talking in the Zelda movie.
Well, he gonna.
They also, I feel like, shouldn't make a Zelda movie.
They shouldn't, but capitalism, and I think if people could get over Mario and Luigi on, like, the 80s TV show and then the Bob Hoskins 90s movie, like, I feel like they will get over Link having a British accent or whatever. Like, it's fine.
Oh, I don't care so much about that. It's not that he's British. It's just like, what does Link have to say that I want to hear? Yeah, exactly.
And, I'm so hungry I could eat an Octorok.
Well, excuse me, princess. It is so funny what writers thought was like, how do you adapt a video game into a cartoon? How was your Thanksgiving?
Good. Watched movies and TV shows with the in-laws. Played a lot of Final Fantasy Tactics and Absolem.
Is that the most you've ever played a Final Fantasy game?
Oh yeah, 1000%. Oh yeah. Unless you count Kingdom Hearts.
It's not a Final Fantasy. It has Final Fantasy characters for sure. In the same way, it's like, it isn't like a Winnie the Pooh game. Like, even though Winnie the Pooh is in there.
Yeah, I'm in chapter 3. I kind of have like a go-to team of 5, and they're all like level 15, 16. I know that you can get Cloud in chapter 4, but that's like a very involved, complicated process.
Not worth it.
I have like a Holy Knight lady who like does like Judgment Blade, like Doom, Silence, and then I have Mustardio, who's like a mechanic who's got like a gun. He can like disable people and immobilize them. I have a black mage who does like lightning and fire and shit. He's cool. Yeah.
I mean, this is the thing about, like, so the job system, like, every implementation of a job system is different in a Final Fantasy, but the inspiration of the job systems, like, you get the, like, Final Fantasy, 3s and 5s, like, those are, like, the like, okay, here's where, like, Final Fantasy starts doing job stuff. And there are games like that don't have job systems, so it's not like oh, they implement job systems and every single Final Fantasy game has jobs. It's like, no, this is like this is like a job style Final Fantasy. This is a more like story heavy Final Fantasy, etc., etc. Because the ones that nerds, I feel like, wax rhapsodic about are like the old ones are 4 and 6, and those are not
4 and 6.
Those are not the job style.
It is frustrating that I'm getting to a point where I'm like just doing whatever story missions pop up. I'm not like looking for new battles, and it's like you need like 800 job points to like get like it's a fucking lot, man.
Yeah, it was a different time. Well, so one, I think that obviously like the expectations for JRPGs are very grindy, and that's the part where I often bounce off of a JRPG where I'm like, I'm having a great time, and then they're like, okay, now play for an additional 50 hours, and I'm like, I don't know about this, you guys.
Yeah.
It's a
I
thing.
don't know. I seem to be getting through it okay. Sometimes I have party members who are like 5 levels beneath everyone else, and I'm like, what are the enemies' levels? Like, I don't know.
But here's the thing that they started doing. Because like the people at Square like understand that like, oh, if we want to expand this to more people, we can't just have people grind for a billion hours. So like Final Fantasy 15, they basically did like a mobile friendly version that it's like here are the story levels. Like here's the story of Final Fantasy 15 that isn't like let's dick around driving in a car across the country for 40 fucking hours or whatever. They did that, and then in Final Fantasy 7 Remake 2, the second one, they're like, "Hey, do you want the whole shebang? Do you want to do the open world shit, or you can cut it down to just give me the story, like take me from point A to point B and do story stuff."
That's nice.
It is nice. I love the Final Fantasy 7 remakes. They are so fucking good. It is the best combat that Square has ever done. It's so good.
But Kingdom Hearts 2 exists.
It's really varied too. Each character is very different in how they play. I played Kingdom Hearts 3.
Sora can take different forms. He can dual wield the Keyblades.
I don't know what the fuck you do with Kingdom Hearts. Like, I guess
You
it'll
make
sell.
more of it.
I guess it will sell because Disney. I guess it's like has baked in stuff, but like it's totally incomprehensible. It's total gobbledygook.
Brant, I think most games are pretty much the same way.
No, nope, not even close to the same level of bullshit. Like, listen, if you want to say that more often than not, games have mediocre to bad stories.
Yes, that is what I'm saying.
Sure,
yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah,
they're
that's
not
what I'm saying.
1/1000th as convoluted and bullshit as Kingdom Hearts is.
No. Yeah, I agree with that. I'm just saying, like, at a certain point, it's all the same. It's all whatever.
Kingdom Hearts is some bullshit. And like, I'm glad that bullshit exists, but it's bullshit, and you have to accept that it's bullshit.
Oh no, it's complete another horseshit. Like the opening of 2, where you're playing as Roxas, which is just Sora mixed around with the letter X because of Organization 13 XII. His friends and him like can freeze time, or like they can't say the word photograph, and you're just like, what is going on? And then like,
oh, the Lolly Lule Low,
Zemnos.
you mean?
Oh, but dude. Yeah, Metal Gear and Kingdom Hearts and Dynasty Warriors and I'm realizing this is a lot of Japanese stuff.
Listen. Like, I'm not saying that Metal Gear doesn't have a bunch of bullshit. It obviously does. It is still does not approach the level of bullshit that Kingdom Hearts has.
I don't think anything will ever touch Kingdom Hearts, but there's like a threshold. And I'm really trying to think of like one Japanese game where it, like, other than like Nintendo, like things for babies, where it's like, I understand what's going on, like I understand these characters, like I could follow, like people aren't just saying random fucking nonsense. Because like even like the Silent Hill games, like they're very like dreamy, and it's like very much like people speaking around things, and they like suggest stuff. Which it has its own unique charms, but like I'm trying to think, like, I don't know. But then you get like to the other side of the world where it's like most American games, or it's like the Gears of War, or like Ghost of Yotei is a revenge story, and like what I'm saying, it's hard. It's very hard to pull off
But here's the thing: I think you are the games that exist that are good and have good stories. You don't want to play them, like Baldur's Gate 3 and Disco Elysium. You're like, no, gross, icky.
Yeah, because I'm gameplay first, 1,000%.
But like
Gameplay
you're like
has to be there.
gameplay story, like you're like video game stories are bad, and I'm like, yeah, because you only play the ones that have bad stories, and you don't like to play the ones that have good stories.
I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm just saying most games are bad.
Certainly, the games that you're playing are bad, are like bad stories, not bad necessarily bad gameplay.
It's an afterthought. It's not important.
Right, but like that's a self-fulfilling prophecy, my guy.
I don't know. I was watching a developer interview for the devs of Slay the Spire 2, and they're like, "Yeah, we're like including like more about like the world, the lore." I'm like, "It's just fucking monsters on cards. Like you don't have to do this. Like just stop." What is the Spire? Like how did they? No one cares.
I will say,
it's just a cool sounding name.
So I've been watching Star Trek, and I think the thing that I like about it, and that I find that I'm understanding the appeal, is that it's basically a bunch of fucking short stories. It's like I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it, and honestly,
morality tales, yeah.
And it's a bunch of short stories about like, oh, what if there was some fucking bullshit that made everything the way that you don't think it should be. Like, yeah, okay, this is an interesting. It's very much like a 1960s sci-fi of like, I don't know, man. Fucking what if you went to a planet and everything was upside down and purple?
Wait, the 1960s sci-fi like Star Trek?
Yeah, I mean, sure. But I mean, this was like in the 80s. This is like the late 80s. That Next Generation is in. But I'm saying like it is very much doing that stuff, and I think that's good. I also think that to some extent, I'm more willing to accept it because they don't attempt to have like an ongoing like they don't attempt to serialize it in a meaningful way. And that like there's an here's what we're going towards. We're trying to get here. In the meantime, we have to do all these fucking side quests, which is what I find like kind of annoying about The Mandalorian. Which, mind you, I only watched the first 2 seasons. But I'm just like, can we get to the place that they're going, please? Jesus Christ! Because they want to have their cake and eat it too. They want to do like the individual episodes, like weird side story thing, but they also want to have the serialized like you're going towards a thing, and it fucks the pacing up all the way. The pacing in that show fucking sucks.
Just enjoy the journey, man.
Get rid of like the end goal. If they got rid of the end goal, like we're taking the Baby Yoda to a place. That I wouldn't be so stressed as like, what they're dicking around so much instead of taking the Baby Yoda to the place.
So you will find out about this next week, but Ringer put out a huge feature that was the top 100 episodes of TV this century.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very good list.
Is it episode 8 of Twin Peaks season 3 on there?
I don't remember which one they picked, but it is on there
8.
very high.
If it's up there, it's going to be 8.
I'll let you know.
Okay.
But Katie and I are like, oh, they missed all these other shows. Like, we should just do an article just being like, here are all the ones that they missed. That'd be fun to like jab at them and be like, hey, The Ringer, like here's the stuff that you should have included. And number 14 on this list out of 100 is episode 10 of Andor, season 1. So close. You're so close.
Jared, I swear to God, if I get to episode 10 and I'm like, I don't know, and you go, yeah, but episode 11, now we're talking, baby.
Let me find out where the Twin Peaks is. Hold on.
It has to be episode
8. Part 8.
Yeah.
David Lynch imagines the birth of evil via a digressive look at an atomic explosion
It's
in
so
New Mexico.
fucking good. Jared, you've not seen it, right?
No, no. Our next big
It's.
project for next year is Twin Peaks.
I mean, I think season 3 is just great all around, but episode 8 is just so fucking good. It's its own thing. Like it is like its own thing that they have inserted in the middle of that thing. It is I fucking love it.
I love. What is the episode's most iconic moment? Something crawls into a child's mouth, a symbol of evil being consumed by youth, or something. Like they don't even know.
Yep. I mean, you could try to describe it, and but you'd be like, what sort of, kind of though.
I mean, it's open to your interpretation. It's art.
It is, but it's also like it is intentionally vague.
That's fine.
It looks so and like listen, I mean you know this because you've watched David Lynch movies. David Lynch for like special effects doesn't give a fuck, and he'll just be like, put a cube, put a cube, make the cube rotate. I don't care.
Eraserhead's baby looks like that. Put it in.
So you know he doesn't give a fuck. There are special effects in that episode specific that are you like I can't. This looks photo fucking realistic. I cannot believe that they did this. It looks so fucking good. And I like obviously I'm talking it up a lot, which is always dangerous. But I think
believe you.
But I think that there's no way that you could watch that and not leave going like, oh yeah, no fucking this is one of the best episodes of television ever made.
Yeah. Do you want me to run through the top 10? I'll just name the show, and if you've seen the show, then we can talk about it otherwise. They have number 1 is an episode of Lost.
Never seen Lost.
Okay. Number 2, they have the best episode of Mad Men.
Never seen Mad Men. I've not watched
Number
a ton
3,
of
they
TV.
have
Or the TV that I've watched, not from this millennium.
Yeah. Number 3, they have the most famous episode of Game of Thrones.
Okay. It's where they throne a person. Somebody wins the game.
Somebody definitely loses it. I'll tell you that much.
Is this where they get murked at a wedding?
The Red Wedding.
Uh-huh.
Number 4 is the best episode of True Detective.
Never seen it.
Number 5 is the best episode of The Sopranos.
Oh, I have seen The Sopranos, and I love The Sopranos. Which one is that?
It's Pine Barrens.
Okay, yeah, I mean that is one that. But you know what? I also think the ending of The Sopranos is pretty fucking good.
We don't have time for this.
People hate it, but I love it.
Don't have time for it. Number 6 is the best episode of Breaking Bad, which I think should be a lot higher.
Not seen it.
Number 7 is the Rick James episode of Chappelle Show.
I mean, it's such a bummer that Dave Chappelle has been such a shit because
He lost his mind and it never came back.
it sucks. It sucks because he had that shit on lock.
Yes. Yep.
He had that shit on lock. Chappelle's show is like generation defining,
Unbelievable.
and it's such a bummer that he sucks so bad.
Lost his mind, never came back. Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
That show is so good. That show is so fucking good.
Unbelievable. Number 8 is the best episode of Succession.
I've not watched it, and I also like there are plenty of like Mad Men. Like, oh yeah, maybe one day I'll watch Mad Men. Succession. Like, I know that people say like it's the best show that's ever existed, but like they're like, yeah, it's like the Murdochs, and I'm like, oh, eat shit. I don't ever want to think about those fucking people.
No, it is literally the Murdochs.
I know, which is like,
yeah.
I don't ever want to think about those assholes. Why would I watch a show about them?
I don't know. I don't think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. I think people overhype it, but Mad Men has a little bit of David Lynch in its veins.
Yeah.
Like it'll like go places every once in a while because it's the 60s, it's druggy, but like it has like I think Mad Men is.
Mad Men is something that it's like I could see myself like let me put it this way: if all of a sudden I had a bunch of free time and I didn't have to work or anything, I'd be like, yeah, fuck it, put on Mad Men. And the same thing with like Breaking Bad or and Better Call Saul. It's like, yeah, if I had so much fun, if I had the time I had when I was like a teenager, then yeah, I would watch those shows.
Yeah. Pluribus.
Pluribus is on that?
No, no, no. I'm
Oh,
just
okay,
saying, like,
okay.
things that if you had time for. Number 9 is the best episode of The Wire.
I have I I started to watch The Wire. I watched literally the first episode of The Wire, and I'm like, this seems neat. And then life happened. This is probably like 10 years ago. It is like when because it came to streaming. It came to like Netflix or something. And I was like, yeah, people love The Wire. And then it was not because of the show. It was other things.
The first episode of The Wire is the worst one because they that was the pilot that they shot, and then like afterwards they were like, oh no, like we're gonna get rid of that style and like not do flashbacks.
Figure it out, which is pretty common for TV. Is I guess it's less common now because everything is all done at one time and then they just release everything. But like historically, very common for TV to not know what the fuck they had when they shot the pilot.
Yeah. And then number 10 is the famous episode of Survivor where the lady like does the speech about how Richard is like a snake and she wouldn't feed him water if he was dying of thirst, and they like vote each other off. And then number 11, the best episode of Watchmen, the miniseries.
I fucking love Watchmen. It's
hell yeah, dude.
So good. It
might be the best miniseries I've ever seen. It's unbelievable.
Because I have some affection for Watchmen, the franchise, the book, slash.
I have a lot of affection for it.
So like, I definitely think that to some extent, it's like the way that people talk about it makes it harder to engage with it because people are like, hey man, have you ever read The Watchmen? And like, I think that it's good. And then the people, like many movies are like this, where like Fight Club. Fight Club is like a cool thing. It's like a neat thing, and then all of the people who make it their personality, you go like, oh, this sucks. It's the same thing with the Watchmen. Like Watchmen is like an interesting thing, and like it is a very, very fascinating thing to engage with. And then all the people who really like the Watchmen are the worst people who have ever lived.
I love Watchmen. It's the greatest graphic novel, comic book ever written.
I've not read nearly enough comic books to make that. Like, I feel like I would have to... Like, for the video games, I played so many video games that I feel confident that I could be like, this is the thing that I like the most. I just have not read enough comics / graphic novels to be like, this is the best or whatever.
I think Watchmen blows them all out of the water. And then, here, Grant, number 13 on this list, the finale of Season 1 of Severance.
Severance is really fucking good.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And then number 14, Andor.
I think... I do think...
West Wing's on here.
I do think the first season is better than the second season.
Yeah.
I think it's not because the ideas or most of the execution is bad. Like, performances aren't bad. I don't even think the writing is bad in the second one. I think the like pacing suffers in the second season. Like, you're like, what are we doing? Can we move this forward?
Orc bow. They got to do the orc bow.
That has to be that show has to have some of the best acting performances in this millennium, right? Like, it has to be. Like, it has so many great performances. It's really
this is where I have to say it's very good, Grant, but there's a lot of TV out there that you have not seen.
I'm sure, but like there's like I've watched a fuckload of movies. It's like I've watched a lot of stuff. It's so...
No, it's great. Don't get me wrong, it's really great.
It's really good. They have great performances. And that that show is cool, and it has cool ideas. But if they don't have the performances that they have, that show doesn't work the way... Like, it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chernobyl's on here. That's another great miniseries. Have you seen that?
No, it's depressing Russian shit.
Well, it's the story of Chernobyl, but it's a miniseries, and it's very good.
We're at an hour. I think now is a good time. We got we got to 96% clean.
That's pretty good.
It's not bad. Jared, is there anything you want to plug? Videogame.town.
Yeah, probably. I have we have exclusive content behind our Patreon. $3 gets you some stuff. $5 gets you pretty much everything.
$25 allows you to vote.
Yeah,
it's true.
I wrote about the year 2008 and 2009. Outer Worlds 2. You wrote about the Berlin apartment.
It's true.
I wrote about the top 10 games I'm not going to have time for to play this year. Wrote about Absolum. All sorts of stuff. You wrote about Dispatch.
It's true.
Sexy hockey mascots. All sorts of things.
You gotta fuck Gritty. That's videogame.town. If you would like more, please go to videogame.town/donate. You can do our Patreon. You can give us money over Ko-fi. And then it also has links to just the Apple Podcasts page or the Spotify page. If you could leave a review, that would be great. We would appreciate it. Alrighty.
I declare the stream over!
Enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye.